Firstly, the star of a series I've rarely caught a glimpse of, because it's usually over by the time I get home from work on a Monday. But it's achieved a somewhat unique double. It's popular with the public and the critics. It's called Allo, Allo, a tale of the French Resistance. And its hero is a cafe owner called René, who talks and acts like this.
You are probably wondering what I am doing in the larder of my cafe, sitting next to the brie. Well, I will tell you. I am very fond of brie. Also, my wife Edith is a very jealous woman, and this is the only place I can meet Maria. Now, Maria is in love with me. So, whenever I can, I meet Maria for a short cuddle and a little nibble at the brie.
So please welcome Gorden Kaye.
Before we start, I brought you a present.
Oh.
I hope you don't mind. It's a way of ingratiating myself.
Not at all. Ingratiate away, Gorden.
It's a sweatshirt from the show, and as you see, it says, listen very carefully, I shall say this only once. It's all right. It's extra large.
I think the French resistance is striking back. That's really nice. Thank you, Gorden. How very thoughtful. You see, I do miss most of the show. That's
yes.
one of the catchphrases. Listen very carefully, I shall say this only once.
Yes, it's the resistance girl, Michelle, who says that. Michelle from the Resistance.
What other catchphrases have you managed to have? Apart from allo, allo.
I think that's about it. One's good enough. They get one in every series.
Bruce Forsyth made a career out of one, didn't he? Give us a 12. Now, why do you think this allo, allo thing is a success?
I think basically because it's funny. If you like laughing,
it's a good reason for a comedy show to be successful.
It's well written. Yeah. David Croft has been writing for the delight of the public for 20-25 years with Dad's Army and Ain't Half Hot Mum and Heidi High and things like that. He picks people to do the job, and he writes a good show. And he never writes about two girls and a man living in a flat together, something like that. Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, no.
But he writes about a group of people in a very solid situation, and then the fun and the laughter come out of that.
But you got a bit of criticism at the beginning, because some people said that it really was, bless you. It really was. This show is becoming better known for its extraneous noises than for the guests that we have on. On Friday, the roof nearly came in with the rain.
That's right.
Now, it's been criticised, allo, just the beginning, not now anymore, for being a bit tasteless. Before people got used to it, they thought it was, well, the French resistance were a very brave group of people.
Yes, indeed, yeah. There's no simple answer to that. I mean, whatever I say now, people aren't going to say, oh, yes, I like it now. You know, if they don't like it, there's not a lot we can do about it. But we definitely are not trying to make fun of the French resistance or the brave people who worked in that. It's more, actually, of a send-up of shows like Secret Army and Codits and things, Stiff Upper Lip. Everybody gets panned equally. The French are cunning, cowardly and silly, the English are silly asses, and the Germans are fools. So everybody gets tarred with the same.
Yeah, you don't think it paints the Nazis too kindly, do you? I mean, there's some
well,
they're endearing.
They're endearing. They're idiots, and there are a few bad ones in and among that.
Yeah. The Secret Army, when I've watched it, it reminded me a little bit of that, because you've got a singing wife as well.
That's right, yes, who doesn't
Only
sing
the one
well.
in the Secret Army could sing.
She could sing, yes. My dear lady wife can't, unfortunately. She's totally tone deaf. She has to burst into song.
Don't they put cheese in the ears when she sings it?
Indeed, yeah.
Cheese seems to run through the whole series, doesn't it? Brie seems to be there all the time.
Well, it's what the French are famous for, well, amongst other things.
Yes. Now, I understand that you've been shot. You see, I mean, it's Crystal Carrington, Diane Carroll. I've had to check them all for bullet wounds. Yes. And you've been shot by a firing squad.
Well, sort of, yes. I was executed by a German firing squad, but they used dummy bullets, so But the Germans think that I've been shot, so I now have to pretend to be my own twin brother, which is a bit complicated.
You don't think it's going to get too complicated for the public?
Well, we've just finished a second series of 7 stories, and it gets even more complicated. I couldn't begin to tell you. You would be pleased to hear, I'm sure, that the painting of the fallen Madonna with the big boob is still.
Oh, good.
So features quite heavily.
That's good. Yes.
To coin a phrase.
Another inoffensive little item in the show. Now, what about yourself as a sex symbol? Because you have the wife, the mother-in-law, creating furore,
Yes.
and yet you're carrying on with these lovely ladies.
Well, the waitresses, yes. Well, I mean, I don't know what they see in me, I mean, quite frankly, but they seem to like me. I don't know what it is. You can only use your imagination.
This being a family show,
Yes,
I'll
indeed,
hold the
yes.
imagination until a
Yes.
little bit later,
Yes.
but it's nice. There's no chance of you being the next James Bond or anything, because I'm going for that.
Yes,
you
I know. I heard about
Yeah.
that.
Your own name, let me
Yes.
ask you about, because it's Gorden.
That's right, yes.
That's a strange one, isn't it?
Well, that was very odd. I applied to join Equity in 1968, and I wrote off, sent my money off and said I want to become a member, and they wrote back, and they addressed the envelope to Gorden, Kaye, which is, you think, who's working there, you know, whoever spelt Gorden like that. Anyway, before I could write back and tell them, I was taken into hospital with a sort of kidney stone or something. And when I regained consciousness, there on the head of the bed was Gorden, Kaye, within 6 days. So I thought this was something of an omen, or even an omen.
So you stuck with it?
Yes, yeah, sorry about that.
The next role that you have, that's also set in World War II.
Yes.
You're a Norwegian.
I'm a Norwegian, yes.
You specialise in the old accents,
Well,
you know.
I don't know about specialising. I just seem to get these strange parts. I don't.
How are you going to do a Norwegian? Do us a Norwegian.
Oh, I don't think I can. It's just all you can do. It's
Heard,
that's- But unfortunately, I have to speak English words amongst all that.
Yeah. And as a character actor, that's how you started. I mean,
Yes.
stardom has come relatively late to you.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
Oh, it's stardom, Gordon.
Is it?
You
Is that
can't.
what it is?
Yes,
Oh,
of course it is.
God,
Even with an E in the Gordon, it's stardom.
He's all the way. Well, yes. I mean, it's very useful being a character actor because you rarely stop work. There's always something you can do, you know.
Yeah.
And I've done all sorts of things. I played Dame at Stratford East a couple of years ago. She was from Edinburgh. That was as a person.
But you grow into the accent. You'll go to Norway and listen, will you?
Yes, I'm going to Norway on the Saturday and I do it on the Sunday. So I mean,
You've got lots of time. Gordon, whatever you do, we wish you luck. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.